right, everyone, how you doing? We're back with easy cooking. I know I've been away for a little bit, but you know, it's prom, graduation season. So today I have something very simple but sweet for you. It's going to be packed with vegetables as well. So right now I have already prepped the vegetables. So we have red onions, the orange peppers, some zucchini, excuse me, zucchini and squash. And for protein wise, we have some turkey. And the other vegetable, the key part is chard, rainbow chard, that we're gonna have as sauteed with all the vegetables on the side for our Bulgar, which in Haiti we actually call it blé. So it's just a grain, I think it's a grain if I'm not mistaken, and this is already washed. You can buy it at Whole Foods or Trader Joe's. So things are already cut up. We're also gonna have some boiled plantain. So we're just gonna slice it up, put it in boiling water, and that's basically it. So we'll be right back with all the instructions. So now over here, it's just a bit dark here, but hey, we'll make it work. So over here we have what we'll be putting for the Bulgar. So we're gonna prep the Bulgar first, since that's the one that's gonna take a little longer. So we are using avocado oil for the saute of the vegetables. But for the Bulgar, we're gonna be using coconut oil, a little bit of tomato paste. We're gonna add black beans. Listen, Haitian household really don't use canned, but listen, we're trying to make life a little bit simpler. I did not boil any black beans to prep for this, so next time. Of course, we're gonna use black pepper. We're gonna use our sea salt, some bay leaves, and some chili pepper, as well as green curry paste. All right, so we have here the heat on medium high, and so right now there's coconut oil in there, so I'm gonna drop some of the garlic. I'm gonna drop some of the green curry, and garlic. I use 1 tablespoon of garlic, a half a tablespoon of the green curry, and we're going to use a half a tablespoon of the red tomato paste. And we're going to stir this up. Pick it up a little bit. Pan. Alright, so we are cooking down the tomato paste and the green curry paste with the garlic. It's going to get to a dark red. This is when you know, okay, it's ready. And then from this point, we're going to add the black bean can. From here, you're going to lift the heat up on high because you want it to cook down. Now, the beans are already cooked, but you want it to get really hot because this is after this starts moving, boiling again. You're going to add the Bulgar in there with a little bit of water. And then that's when you start adding your extra leaves, salt, and seasoning. So right now, you're not going to add any salt or pepper in there, or the bay leaves. So you're gonna wait until it gets hot, until boil, and then you'll add the Bulgar, washed Bulgar, which is already washed. And you can get this at Whole Foods. That's where I usually get mine. If you're not in a Caribbean neighborhood community, you can get this at Whole Foods. It's not exactly the ones that we use, but it's close enough. It's pretty good. It cooks pretty quick. So it looks like this when it's not washed. So it's almost like a brown rice, but it's not. But it's a better choice than using white rice. So now that it's boiling, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add the Bulgar to it. And this is about 5 cups of Bulgar. So I'm going to add about 4 cups of water. I'm going to add about 4 cups of water. And the reason it's 4 cups is because the liquid from the can is part of the liquid that you're going to cook with. It doesn't need a lot of water. If you're going to buy the one that's from Whole Foods, it does not need a lot of water. So you just let this come to a boil and you're going to bring down the heat. This is where you start adding your seasoning. So I'm going to add one bay leaf, some black pepper. Now this is the area where I'm used to eyeing it, but you could say like a tablespoon or 2. Really your choice. Salt, I will add about a tablespoon of salt. It really doesn't need much. That's actually just fine. Stir it. At this point, you will taste the liquid to make sure, and I usually squash a little bit of lime in there. And we're going to add a little bit of pepper, chili pepper. From here, you're going to taste the liquid to make sure it has enough salt, it has enough seasoning that you will like in there. Just taste the liquid. Perfect. The flavor is in the liquid, so you have to make sure you taste the liquid so that you'll know exactly the taste of either the rice, the bulgur, whatever you're cooking in the water. It could even be pasta. Make sure you taste the liquid so you can get the flavor that you want. So now as this comes to a boil, we're actually going to come over here where we're actually going to start with the plantains. What we usually do if you're just going to boil it, what you do is you cut the ends and then you slice it. Remove any paper, any tape tag on there. And then you slice it down the middle. This is not one knife. And then it's going to cook through. So you do that with all of them. You don't need to remove the tag, but I do because that's nasty to me. I find it nasty to have the paper boiling in there. Wash it. I already washed it, but I'm going to show you. Usually I wash it with water and vinegar. Not water and vinegar, water and lemon. So what I usually do, I'll have the water here. I'll have this here. Let me slice it up because I usually, for it to cook fast, I cut it this way in half. You don't have to, but it just makes it so much easier to cook faster. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to add some lemon or lime. Then you know what? Let me use lemon. We're going to add lemon in here. And this is just to clean it up, to make sure it's washed. I like to wash my vegetables with lemon and water, and sometimes with a little bit of apple cider vinegar. So I rub it to make sure any stuff that I don't want in that liquid that is going to be cooking it is off. And as you can see, the water is very cloudy, so that means it was dirty still. So you do not want a cloudy water. So we're going to add the plantains in here with some water to boil, with a little bit of lemon juice still. I'll say 2 tablespoons for the pot of this pot will be suffice. It's really up to you. I like to eye it, and then I'll make the decision from there. It doesn't take long, so it's going to boil up. Alright, so we're back here to the Bulgar. We're back here. We're Alright, so we're back here. So it's coming to a boil. Now it's not ready yet because there's still more liquid in there. So when it comes to where you hardly can see the liquid, that's when you know it's time to put down the heat and cover it. So we call it tufe. So basically you're stuffing it so that it can swell up and suck up all the liquid that's going to be in there. So all the flavor of the liquid goes into, swells up the Bulgar. I hope I'm saying it right. But if not, I'll say blé, since that's the correct term in Creole. So you just let it go, and it's going to just boil up. It's on high. And we're pretty much done until everything gets to its place. So we'll be back. So we're going to start after this. We'll be back to saute all the vegetables as this cooks. All right. All right, so we're going to start the vegetable part with a little bit of turkey. So I'm going to cook down the turkey a bit. It's already cooked, but I am a little bit too island, and I don't trust our stores like that. So what I do, I usually just cook it down just a bit. This has avocado oil, pure avocado oil. And that's actually it. I'm not going to add any more oil to this. It's just one, not even, I think a half a tablespoon of oil that went into this. Okay. We're going to add some onions in there. We're going to add the bell peppers. Now, the greatest way of eating your vegetables, like they say, is keeping it as colorful as possible. So we have red onions, we have orange bell peppers, we have green zucchini, we have yellow squash, and then we're going to have the rainbow chard added later. So this, you're just going to cook it down a bit. And when it cooks down a bit, now this is a little small. I should have got a bigger container, so I guess I'm going to switch it up very soon. To a different, I'm going to change it from a skillet to a pot. We're going to let this cook down first. And after this cool down, we're just going to switch it up. We're going to add the zucchini, we're going to add the chard. So I'm about to switch the pot, so we'll be right back. Alright, so I switched the skillet to a pot. Now I added the chard, and I don't add seasoning until it cooks down a bit, and because you don't want to over season it. To me, salt and pepper is enough. If you want to add a little curry, any other like Creole seasoning on there, you can. To me, salt is just fine, depending on my feelings. So I'm gonna let this cook down just a bit, and then when the green leaf, the chard. Now this is what I had in here that I chopped before when I did the groceries. Like I said, I prepped before I cook. I had two bunches of the chard in here, chopped up in there, and as you can see, as spinach, it doesn't look as much. So a bunch of two chard would be just fine for this. Just know that it's going to be just like spinach. It's going to be like as if you didn't put any leafy greens in there, but I think two is much enough. As you can see, it looks a lot in there now. So you're just going to mix it around a bit. We have the plantains boiling here, we have the Bulgar finishing cooking up here, and now we have this vegetable mix here with the turkey coming out here. So right now, as my husband gets closer to the pot, you're going to see how it has cooked down. The leaves, the chard has cooked down. So now I am actually going to add some salt. And this, I'll say about, I'll say a half, not even a half a tablespoon, it's not that much. I'm going to add some pepper. You don't need much because remember you have the turkey that has salt, so you don't need too much in there. I'm going to add some chili pepper in there to your liking, as much as you want, as much as you see it it will fit. To me, this is just fine. Only thing I'll advise you is just be careful with the salt. If you're gonna use turkey sausage already, turkey sausage has enough. It has a lot of salt already just to cure anyways when they cook it. So you might as well just be very, very light with the salt, and just as you go, you can taste it right now. But I'm gonna let it cook down just a little bit. Mix it in, all the salt, the pepper, the chili. And as you can see, this is very, very colorful. You have the red, you have the yellow, you have the orange bell peppers that turn yellow. You have the green zucchini, the yellow squash. All this is healthy. So you can actually just eat it like that with your plantain and you call it a day. But just for those who may want more food, we have it here. So let's look at here. So Bulgar is actually completely done. So we're turning it off. Right here. We're gonna let this cook a bit. So now I'm just gonna taste the leafy green, just a little bit. And use just a little bit of salt, just a little bit. And we're gonna splash some lemon up in here. Always have to add some kind of acidity, according to my mother. Just a splash, not too much. This thing smells good. And that's basically it. Right now we're just going to let it completely cook down. It has liquid in there. It has some liquid in here. You can leave it as is or let it cook down a bit. It's fine. It actually is completely cooked. So now, and then I'm actually all done here. We're going to plate it and we'll show you how everything looks. And that's it. All right, it's all done. So here we have the semi-sweet plantains. We have the Bulgar with black beans. Now you can do the Bulgar with coconut milk if you want. That's how I usually do it, but I don't have any here. And then you have the mixed vegetable with some turkey. And this is actually this plate is actually a grown man's plate, but it's all good. My husband will be eating this plate. So this is very healthy. It's light in calories, so it's actually a pretty good dinner or lunch or leftover meal. So I'm looking forward to see you guys. Now don't forget to subscribe, like, and press the bell button so that you are notified whenever I upload any videos. Looking forward to our next video. And remember, easy cooking is always the best.